Hello guys, my name is Tejas Ramesh Navale. Today is 9 February 2023. Today's my bio topic is data binding in Angular. So first is the data binding in Angular in the synchronization between the models and the view. So when data in the module change the view reflect change the when data in the change the model in a update as well as data binding deals with how the bind your data from the component of HTML DOM element templates. So we can easily interact the application without the writing about how to insert your data. So we can make connection into the different ways way to the way binding one way to binding, so one way data binding in a one interaction between the components and the templates. If you the perform, it will be the reflect HTML element. It is support the following points. So next is the string interpolation. First is the string interpolation. The string interpolation is the process of the formatting component and is templates. So the second is the event binding. Event binding is the action of the like click, double click, and however the any keyword and the mouse action in the very interface and the application and the performance action. The element will be the raise uh, into the raise. Next is the third property binding. Property binding is used to the binding data from the property of the component of DOM element. So next is the attribute binding. It is used to binding the data from the component in HTML attributes. So next is the class binding. The class binding is the provide additional function in the component data boolean, then the class will be bind only when it is the true style binding. So next is the two-way binding. Two-way binding is the two-way interaction data flows the both of the from component to the view and view to the components. So next is the property binding. Property binding is used to bind the data from the property of component of the DOM elements. So event binding is the action like click down, double click, have a double click or any keyword, and mouse action is user interface with the applications. Uh, the performance some action, then element will be the raise. We can easily interact the application without the about to the insert of your data in the data binding in Angular. So this is the data binding Angular is this between two models and the view. In the we can make the consider in two different way to the way of the data binding. So this is all about data binding. So thank you.